Alright, so a few weeks ago I decided that I was going to write a novel in a month. While that has technically changed with me deciding that my project was just too large to be done in a single month without quitting my job and ripping my hair out, I've decided that I'm going to finish it within 3 months. That is much more reasonable. I hope by the end of the first month to be done with my first draft. And this is my adventure in trying to complete that objective. Well, I think it's safe to say the excitement period of a new project has come and gone. You might be asking what I did in the past when I became discouraged or things just weren't coming as easy. Well, the simple thing is I would probably just move on to a different project until inspiration came back to me. That's not really going to work this time, not with a deadline. A couple of strategies I've been trying is listening to inspiring speeches and talks about discipline, goals, and dreams. It helps, but nothing is going to replace time and effort. It's do or die, sink or swim. I either do this or I don't. There is no blaming my circumstances, no excuses. My work hasn't been getting in the way. If I don't do this, then it's because I didn't want it enough. So, despite the enthusiasm beginning to wane, I have to keep going. One problem I'm encountering is the excuse, I don't know what to write. It's like my brain says, I don't know. It expects me to just stop and say, oh, okay, and just move on. Just stop writing till I know. I have to say, no, that's not how this works. You don't know what to write? Well, let's just start putting words on the page and see where it goes. I'd call it brainstorming, but it's really not. The ideas are already there. I just have to get from point A to point B. That's all I really need to know. Writing is part of the adventure. I don't know what's going to happen entirely because it hasn't been written yet. I could make a fancy outline describing every interaction, or I could just write it. I've done the fancy outline, and for me, it just kills the adventure. Then it just becomes drudgery, just simple, plug everything in, and that's not what I'm interested in. Life isn't like that. Life is messy, so writing should be messy. I can clean it up later, and often I think, but what if something I write later doesn't work? Well, guess what? We often regret decisions we make in the past because they were cringy, stupid, or just plain evil. These are what give us experience. So why should my characters be any different? Maybe the characters will lie about it in an attempt to make themselves sound cool. It makes for a better story that way. More real to life. More relatable. Anyway, I'm going to get back at it. Man, I'm really struggling lately, and I think I know why. Before embarking on this writing adventure, I'd been trying to lose weight. I went on a diet of low sugar, started biking every day, and lowered my portion sizes. Since starting this adventure, I've allowed myself to slack off in that department. I haven't biked basically at all, and I've probably gone back to eating far too much. Unfortunately, I gave in and ate a donut today, so all this means is that I am likely a little less mentally acute and feeling far more the effects of ADHD than previously, so I'll have to get back at that before the lack of discipline affects my writing more. I saw a quote today, if you do what you've always done, then you get what you've always got. It wasn't credited, but it made me think. If I give up on other goals, then I'll give up on my new goals. I don't want that, so I'm going to fight this, and I'll see you tomorrow. Over 40k words. It's a good milestone. Though, if I admit it, most of these words have come from previously written segments. Without them, I would not even be on track. I seriously need to step up my game. Things just have not been coming easily, but still, some progress is better than none. I need to make up for it tomorrow. I've averaged about half my writing goal this week. To give you an idea, my goal is about 15,000 words per week. I probably would have written half that without the imported segments. I'm hoping to write 10,000 this weekend, so we'll see. Ideally, I would have written more because next weekend I'll be playing some Dungeons and Dragons. At this point, I'll be happy with just breaking even. Still though, it's coming along. There are chapters waiting to be written, and I have felt a flicker of excitement. So with luck, I'll hit 4,000 or 5,000 today and 4,000 or 5,000 tomorrow. Well, that didn't last long. I got sidetracked. I had inspiration to start work on a Halo 5 map and just chipped away at it for far too long. Basically the entire day. It was exhilarating to just throw myself at it, and while That means I didn't get much writing done. I still did get 800 words, which I'm going to throw out because I figured out why, once again, writing felt off. I seem to be doing a lot of off-key writing. Perhaps this is what a lot of authors go through, and why they recommend around 1,000, 2,000 words a day. That's just too slow for my goal, even though it's basically what I've slowed down to. So basically, here's what happened. I had a plot point happen too soon, and I wrote myself into a wall. I didn't have a way out that wasn't convoluted or so extremely unlikely that immersion would just shatter. I have no doubt that more planning would prevent this, but that's just not my style. If I write an outline, my imagination moves on, and so does my excitement. So I think I'm just gonna have to get used to writing one thing and then being like, nope, didn't work. So, unfortunately, this also means that my word count needs to be even higher than I previously thought, because if I'm going to be throwing out 1 day, 2 days worth of work, I need to be able to replace that. Whew. So I may need to spend time rethinking my approach, because obviously I'm not even hitting my word count now. So I'll get back with you on that next week, but for now, stay awesome.